Okay, so I thought I was just going to cook something cute. Something simple. Something that said, Poxie is a culinary goddess. But apparently, I walked straight into the flaming nightmare realm known as Hell's Kitchen. The moment I put my plate down, Gordon Ramsay looked at me like I had personally offended his ancestors. Not just him, his entire bloodline. He stomped over, stared at my dish, then at me, then back at the dish like it had insulted him too. He goes, Poxie, what in bloody hell is this tragic little disaster? I said, it's my sparkle spice chicken surprise. And he said, surprise? The only surprise is that it hasn't packed its bags and run away. Then he poked it with a fork and said, it's still moving. Why is it moving? Did you cook it or negotiate with it? I told him the stove yelled at me. He told me, you lost an argument with fire. Bloody hell. Then he leaned in and whispered, this chicken is so raw, it's asking me for a bedtime story. I died inside a little. Then he lifted the lid on my mashed potatoes. They hummed. Okay, yes, they hummed a little. He screamed, why are they glowing? Mashed potatoes should not require a warning label. I said, they're infused with energy drink. He said, they're infused with poor decision-making. Then he added, these potatoes look radioactive. Should I eat them or evacuate the building? I told him they were happy. He told me, they're humming because they're plotting something. Then he found my seasoning jar labeled chaos dust. He held it up like it was evidence in a crime scene. What's in this? He demanded. I said, paprika and regret. He said, regret? Regret? That explains the flavor. It tastes like a midlife crisis. Then he sniffed it and said, this seasoning is 90% regret and 10% paprika, and somehow the regret is stronger. I was starting to feel personally attacked. Then, and I swear, this wasn't my fault. My pan burst into flames. Again, I screamed. He screamed. The fire screamed. It was a whole chorus. He shouted, bloody hell! Why is everything you touch on fire? And I said, because I'm passionate. He said, you're not passionate. You're a walking hazard sign. Then he watched me chop vegetables and said, you chop like you're trying to negotiate peace with the carrots. I tried whisking something and he yelled, your whisking is so slow. The bowl is aching. Then he looked at my final plate and said, this plate looks like it lost a fight with itself. He tasted a tiny bit and said, if disappointment had a flavor, it would be this. Then he looked at me and said, you're not a chef, you're a culinary plot twist. Is there anything you can do right? By the end, he just stared at me like he was reconsidering the entire concept of cooking. He told me my potatoes were a biohazard. A biohazard. I worked so hard on those. So yeah, that's how I traumatized Gordon Ramsay, nearly burned down Hell's Kitchen, emotionally damaged the fire itself, and got banned from using anything hotter than a butter knife. Honestly, I think I did amazing.